Siren White Tips Session IPA.
Life is too short to be drinking shitty beer.
Welcome to another edition of Bands, Bikes and Booze Reviews. I've got yet another one from the Siren Craft Brewery. Now I haven't been doing a lot of craft beer reviews lately for some reason. I don't know why. It's just the way it goes. I've been drinking more of the German lager, some of the Belgian stuff as well, and basically anything but craft beer. For no reason, just haven't come across it. Well, I haven't come across it, but I just haven't bought some. But I thought it's high time I did one, so here we are with the White Tips White Session IPA. Very strange one, but I'll get onto what it is in a minute. First, a little bit about Siren. They're generally quite a good one. They're from Wokingham in Berkshire, and very, very posh there as well. Not for the likes of a rough bloke like me. But they do some fantastic beers. I don't think I've had a really bad one from them. But they do like to experiment. And the stuff that they brew is pretty fucking radical, if you ask me. This one being the case in point. Now what this is their take on what would happen if you crossed a Belgian Wit with an IPA. Now that is to say, it has got Belgian style Wit yeast, which is going to give it all them nice spicy flavours you'd associate with a Belgian Wit. It's got a high level of hopping in it, as you would get in the IPAs. I'll go into all this in detail when I do the description, excuse me. And it's basically an amalgamation of the two, which is intriguing because I like both styles. So let's stop gassing and let's investigate this beer. Right, this is 4.5%. It's a 440ml can, and I just want to read a little bit about the beer, what they've written on the side of it. We mark the start of a spring with White Tips, our expression of a Wit beer combined with IPA levels of hops. A traditional Belgian yeast works in harmony with orange, grapefruit and lime zest, plus a healthy hop dosing to create a balanced session IPA that is sure to pull you in wave after wave. Yeah, I forgot to mention this is actually a seasonal beer. They've done this at the start of the spring. It's now summer, and it's not available all year round, obviously, but it's one of them ones where I saw it and I thought, I've got to try this. It's just too intriguing not to try. But they use some interesting ingredients now. Obviously, they've got the adjuncts in there with the lime zest, the orange zest, and the grapefruit zest. Orange peel, yes, I would expect that in a Belgian Wit. The other two, definitely not. They're more towards the IPA style of things. There's also lager malt in here, and they've used wheat, which you would expect, and oats as well, which you might not expect. Again, the oats I would associate more with the stout or certain pale ales, or even some IPAs as well, especially the East Coast style IPAs. The hops that they've got in here are interesting. They've got Hallertau Blanc, which is an interesting hop. I'll go over these hops in detail in a minute. Centennial, Cascade and Simcoe. Now they're, apart from the Hallertau, Centennial, Cascade and the Simcoe, are all hops I would expect to see in an IPA, which is quite interesting. But the Hallertau Blanc hop that they've added to this has got wine flavours to it, but there's also citrus, there's passion fruit, gooseberry, and some people say they get pineapple out of it as well. So it's quite citrusy as well. You've also got again, you know, the classic Centennial, Cascade and Simcoe hops. Your Simcoe hop, of course, is your bitter in hop, but that's also got citrus, earth and pine in it. The Cascade hop is like floral, citrusy, grapefruit style flavours and aromas if you dry hop with it. And then you've got the Centennial, which is renowned for its floral and citrus notes. Simcoe is for bittering, and that's got earth and citrus and pine in it as well. So it really is a mishmash of ingredients. It sounds intriguing, so let's get it open and let's see what's going on. Right, it's just come out of the fridge. Now I'm putting it into a craft beer glass. I'm in two minds. I did sort of deliberate, should I put this into a Belgian Wit glass, and then I thought, well, no, I'm just going to put it in here, see what gives. And I'm going to pour a little bit out. I'm not sniffing stuff out of a can or bottle anymore. I just decided there's no point. You don't drink it out of the can or the bottle. So let's see what we're getting out of the glass. Now these are these Rastal type glasses. They're very expensive on eBay, as I've said before in a few of my videos. Don't, for fuck's sake, pay more than £12 for a glass. I got 6 of these for 12 quid, and that included postage as well, I think. Look up stevensons.co.uk, they sell these. Alright, they're plain, they haven't got a fancy logo on it, but fuck it, they still do the same thing. So what we getting on the nose? Very interesting indeed. I'm certainly getting the Belgian yeasty notes on this. Nice white pepper, coriander, spice, and I'm getting the zesty notes on there as well. At first I really got all the hoppy aromas and I thought, this is more of an IPA, but then immediately after everything kicked in and this is smelling more like a Wit than anything else. But saying that, there's a little bit of pine coming through now. Really interesting. Now I tried some of the Belgian Blanche de Namur last night, which is a Belgian Wit, and that was really good. I really like that. So I think I've reignited my craving for Belgian Wit beer. I haven't done a Belgian Wit beer in a while, and last night was the first time. So watch this space for more Belgian Wit beer. Looks very much like a Belgian Wit, nice and cloudy, good levels of carbonation on that. Half finger white foamy head. Really nice. It does smell good, I have to say. Let's get it down the hatch. That's not bad. It tastes very interesting indeed. There's a lot going on here. Let me get another gobful. Really nice. There is a lot of Belgian character in this, and if they'd have called this a Wit beer, I would have said it's a very good attempt at a Wit beer. The hoppy notes and the hoppy characters, they're there, but they're very subdued. And I always say this, you know, I read out these descriptions of the hops. Okay, I do this just to give you a guide and for my own reference as well. But it can all get blown out of the water with the yeast. The yeast, like I always say when I read these descriptions out, it is all about the yeast. Now, some brewers use some fantastic yeast, and they use the same yeast for all their beers, and it gives it a unique flavour. Shepherd Neame, I think, use a really good yeast. I know they get slagged off by certain beer reviewers. You know who they are. Weiss beer yeast, of course, that is what wheat beer or German Weizen is all about. It's all about the yeast. And I'm not going to say again, but there's a certain reviewer that thinks it's a good idea to roll an open bottle across the table to dislodge the yeast. And I just think, why the fuck are you doing that? I've told him, and he reckons because a load of barmen have told him that it's the thing to do. Now, I don't know about you, but I've spoke to a few barmen. No disrespect to any barman watching this, but you'll be the first to admit that some of your colleagues aren't the wisest when it comes to beer. And he was telling that, you know, all these German barmen have told him to roll open bottles horizontally across the table. Of course, you risk spilling it and it's going everywhere. And honestly, I don't even know why I'm wasting my time. But yeah, there you go. But getting back to my point about yeast, with the Belgian Wit beer, it's exactly the same. And it gives it, I mean, if the German stuff is banana and clove, then the Belgian stuff is clove, pepper, white pepper and coriander. That's what I get. Sometimes they put coriander in there, actually flavour it with coriander. But usually that comes from the yeast. And it gives it a unique flavour, and that's what you're getting in this. And it's really nice. There is some slight pine on it, but that just complements all the other spice. The grapefruit, yeah, it's there on the finish, but to me this is just like a good Belgian Wit. Now I don't know whether they've put IPA on that just because people, you know, IPAs are the fashion. They could have quite easily said this is their take on a Belgian Wit, and I would have tried that, and I said, do you know what, that is not a fucking bad effort at a Belgian Wit. Did you need to put all them hops in there? To be honest, I don't think they did. Now, I'm no brewer, and they obviously know what they're doing, but with they put the adjuncts in of the, you know, the peel, the zest, if you like, of the orange, the lime and the grapefruit. And to be honest, I think that's what's really shining through. There is a little bit of pine on that on the finish, I will give you that. But I think they should have just called it a Belgian Wit. And that is, in my opinion, a perfectly respectable Belgian Wit. I really like that. It's got all the flavours you'd expect. Lovely mouthfeel. Very full-bodied, you know, with the wheat and the oats. They've got that bang on. That is really nice. If this had come out of Belgium with some fancy Flemish name or a monastery, I'd have said, yeah, this is a good one. But to come out of an English craft brewer in Berkshire, fucking spot on, fellas. So what's the verdict on this? I like this very much. I was a bit apprehensive when I saw it, and it's been in the fridge for ages. I've left it, I just have not fancied it. And again, it is, sorry, did I say, yeah. Again, I have been proved wrong. The beers that I have not fancied and just left in the fridge, when I've opened them and tried them, I'm kicking myself because I didn't try them sooner. But this is a good one. You know, if you like your Belgian Wit beer, try this. Don't be put off by the IPA on that. For all intents and purposes, that is a Belgian Wit. It is not an IPA. They may have got the same levels of hoppiness as they do in an IPA, but they really don't shine through. This is all about the yeast and the adjuncts. And it tastes brilliant. I really like it. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. And I'm definitely going to recommend it. If you like your Belgian Wits, then I'd say definitely go for it. Try it and you'll be impressed, because I am. If you like your IPAs, you know, your really extreme hoppy West Coasts and your East Coasts, you may be disappointed with this. This is not like any IPA you've tasted. This has got Belgian written all over it, and they're using traditional Belgian Wit yeast. So yeah, there you go. But I like it. I like Wit beer. I like wheat beer of any description, providing it's done well. That is done well. That is a 9 out of 10. That is recommended. And remember, beer is working class champagne.